Hi everybody, it's me again, the Zen Mommy, and today I have a topic, and the topic is this is actually a question from one of my subscribers. Her name is Elle. She sent me a lot of questions, and I really apologize it's taking me so long to get to them. I know I had the time off and everything, but I was just reading some of her questions today, and I was like, oh my God, like these are so many great topics that I can easily expound on. And so let's get with it. So this question, and I'm not doing them in order, I'm doing them as I'm inspired at this point. How can you tell if your physical body and higher self within the game is more masculine or feminine? So this is a really good question because, from my out-of-body experience and, everything that I perceived and learned, I have a good understanding of the feminine and masculine energy now. So first thing first, the physical body is within the game. And when I say game, for anyone who, this earth experience, this human experience, okay? We're a soul, we're a consciousness, we're a creator God, having a human experience. This is pretty much like a game, right? Our higher selves are infinite beings. And our soul can have any experience it wants once we're outside of this creation. But for this particular creation we're in, we all agreed to come here. We all agreed to forget who we really are and play the human experience, okay? There are different reasons that we may have come to this human experience. There are people here that really like the contrast and the differences of this experience compared to who we really are. And then there are souls that came in to help raise the freak vibration of this experience. That came in, they call them star seeds, and that video is coming. I know Ella asked some questions about star seeds, and they came to help the frequency of the planet raise to the fifth dimension, so planet Gaia can shift to the higher frequency planet. And so a lot of us that's following my channel, my journey, are most likely star seeds. And anyways, I didn't mean to go off on that. But okay, so back to the question. So the body you have here is your physical body. And in this physical body, we come in here and our souls had a choice to choose between masculine and feminine, okay? We had a choice to choose the physical body between masculine and feminine. Let me make sure I get this right. But let me explain it. Hold on to that thought. I'm gonna explain it from first the higher self perspective on that. So the higher self is located outside of the illusion of this game. And your higher self will be like the real you. And this character right here, this person, this is an avatar, okay? So if you ever played video games, it's very much the same as that. Video games kind of echo the experience we're having right now. And so you make an agreement to play the human game. And your human character that you choose, okay? So, before I get back to the human game, sorry, I'm all over the place. Let's go back to the higher self, okay? Because I was leading into something there. And so outside of the game, outside of the illusion, there is no male or female, okay? So when I had my near-death out-of-body experience that time, and everything from what I remember, I knew that I wasn't male or female. I knew that I was everything. When you're home, you have a real sense of the oneness, that you're everything is you. And like in order to kind of have these kind of experiences, parts of your mind, your all that is mind, have to forget. We couldn't come into this human experience with full-blown memory attached to full-blown every creation and full-blown timeline, and actually we wouldn't be able to like really be a human. So like, there's like a human experience, a human like evolution and everything. And so outside, it's just a different ball game. Like this is a different ball game to what we really are. Okay, so setting that straight, that there's no feminine and masculine. Okay, so when this game was created, the earth, the human experience, whatever you want to call it, 3D, 4D. The one thing that was supposed to be unique about this experience was the division here. Okay, so take entities like the feminine energy and the masculine energy, right? Outside of the game, we have no feminine minimum. We're one. So what happens is the feminine energy and the masculine energy is basically collapsed into one thing. Okay. So in this creation, with the creation of duality and division, those two energies were divided. Okay. Once they were divided, the feminine energy became its own thing. And then the masculine energy became its own thing with its traits. So when you come into this creation, as a soul, you may decide, I want to experience this life as a man, right? Or you may decide, I want to experience this life, in the feminine energy. And maybe, and I shouldn't say man or woman, right? So you agree that I want to spend, y'all say man. You'll choose the sex you are, okay? At birth. And you'll choose that, like, I'm gonna be a man, right? But think about it like this, okay? So if you ever played a video game, and if you haven't, I'm gonna explain this quickly. Okay. Starting off in the video game, you're gonna play a game and you're gonna go on an adventure. The first thing you're gonna choose is your character, right? So in the game I play, you play World of Warcraft, you select your character, right? First thing first, I like female characters, so I select my female character. Second, I chose, okay, how do I want to make her look? Do I want to give her hair? Do I want to give her earrings? Do I want to give her makeup? Do I want to give her big lips, small lips? I went through all of those things, right? So it becomes like a beautiful recipe. So as a soul, before entering into the human experience, you create the recipe that is you. You decide, okay, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to choose to be a man. But I would really love to be a strong masculine energy, but I want to incorporate some feminine qualities in myself. So feminine energy will lean more to being more compassionate, more nurturing, And then the masculine energy, they're more kind of strong, and they don't give in to a lot of real sensitive emotions and feelings, okay? And so to come here and if you chose, like, I'm going to be just full masculine, those kind of souls that chose maybe to be something like that, they won't be as maybe caring or understanding. They won't be as sensitive, okay? So you decide from outside, like, the combination, the makeup, the recipe you choose for your feminine masculine experience. And all of us have a little bit of both, because number one, we are both. But for this game, okay, we choose, like, okay, I'm gonna be more feminine, okay? And there's people that come in and they say, well, I want to be a masculine, right? But I want to have tons of feminine energy. I want to be a man, like I want to choose myself as a man. I want to have tons of feminine energy, right? So when you look at it from that perspective, it's a unique creation. It's just beautiful, right? And then you look at it from the human perspective right now, and people think you're crazy. Like, why is he not acting like what the standard is of a man? Or why is she not acting like the standard of a woman? They make big deals and issues because this is all like that 3D, that ego, that human way of looking at things, right? But you want to get out of the human perspective on this journey, right? And you want to look like, oh, it's beautiful. You know how I learned, what I learned about this. My out-of-body experience, of course, taught me, but I remember I was talking to my mentor, and she had met my husband, and, she immediately said to him, she's like, I remember you, it's like she will tell us things she remember about us from on the other side, and, or from other creations or realities outside of this game. And she said, you chose to add some feminine energy to your makeup, as a masculine man. And let me make sure I say this. My husband is 100% masculine, but when she said that, I knew exactly what she was saying. My husband has the most compassionate, sweetest, sensitive heart that I've ever met in a man, and very empathic, but also very strong. He stands for what he believes in. He knows how to, to speak up when he needs to. And I see it as a very beautiful mixture. And I immediately thought, wow, wow. I felt like, I've been telling him, I said, I felt like, you created yourself the way you did for me. Because it's like, in my journey, I just felt like I needed that, in my life. But And I see why, like, parts of him did that so he can connect to others and be more empathic and be more of a loving soul, And so, so basically, I hope this helps. So in this journey, your question, so the physical body, okay, it's like I explained, it's a beautiful makeup. Okay, there's no 50-50. It might be 75-25. It might be 15. It might be 10-90, it might be 199, like whatever percentage, you have to look at this. Like, this creation is a beautiful work of art, okay? Like, it's hard to see it when we're in this human frequency, this human experience, and things are going negative and stuff. But if you can just take yourself for a moment outside of human game and imagine what it would have been like to be an infinite being and say, ooh, I want to go there. And like a lot of us, I really believe that, my husband, he hates the 4D realm. I don't want to say hate, that's a strong term, but this wasn't his favorite place to come to, okay? It wasn't his favorite, so it's easy to get into feeling that way. But if you go on the outside, when you first, I was saying that because you'll come in here, and a lot of times, like, we knew that there was duality. We knew we were going to forget. We knew that bad, so that potentially what we call negative experiences might happen. And we knew, but you will feel like, as a creator God, as an infinite soul, you will feel like, it's not going to work on me. When I go there, I'm going to remember, all of us thought it. All of us never knew. It's one thing to see the experience, but it's another thing to actually be living in it and experiencing it and being limited from your abilities and being programmed into, like, with the amnesia came some of the programming from people because we didn't know any better. And then you have to reprogram yourself of those thoughts, But it's beautiful, right? And the one thing, you may be going through a lot in this game, but the one thing that's one of the first things you're going to think, like, wow, that experience was absolutely beautiful. No matter how much trauma you've been through, no matter how negative life was, no matter if life was just terrible every day, no matter if you sin 5D or you die in here as a low frequency, it don't matter what happens, because this illusion doesn't affect who you are as a God. You're not going to... there's no like heaven or hell where you're gonna go downwards. No, you're always an infinite being. Okay, the heaven and hell stuff, that's a 4D creation. Yes, it does exist for creator guys who are playing that game and want to believe in it, but it's also an illusion that those people that end up in the hell or heaven dimensions, they can wake up out of, and they can go back to being the infinite being that they are. And so I think I answered that question. Harrison became more masculine and feminine. Okay, so yeah, so remember that. think about how we are both no matter what. And, one thing I do remember when I was outside of the body, when I was there on the other side, outside of the game, is I remember feeling really feminine, but I also knew I was masculine too. But I think some of us, might favor and experience and lean more towards that when we're, creating or whatever. But infinitely, I definitely knew I was neither, or both. And it could be that once the energy is combined, when you collapse what's going to happen when this whole creation ends, when 5D is over, whatever, when you're done with 5D, the masculine feminine will completely collapse back into one. And you'll feel extremely feminine, but you'll also have the strength of the masculine energy. And it's very beautiful, and it's beautiful to split it up and play with it and choose who you want to be, So you have to think of your soul, your soul is an infinite being, but your human creation, it really is your creation, and it doesn't matter what you choose or how you mix it up, because ultimately you're both, and there's no denying that ever. Okay, so thank you guys for watching me today. I appreciate being back, and I appreciate the new subscribers, and I appreciate all of the comments. You guys made me so happy. Like, y'all raised my vibration like 100 times in those 2 videos, and it made me so happy to be here. And anyway, sign up for the email list below, and I think that'll be it for today. Thank you for watching.